I've been doing the Dr. Joe Dispenza work for 3 years, and I've made so many mistakes along the way that I wanted to share these with you because it might help you on your journey to not make these mistakes, and it might speed up this whole process for you. So the first mistake that I made was just thinking that all I had to do was meditate. So I have no problem with meditation. I can sit down and do a 45-minute meditation a couple of times a day, and that doesn't bother me at all. The thing was, I didn't understand that that is not the full picture. You can't just meditate and then expect to feel great for the rest of the day necessarily. What I didn't realize was actually to meditate means to become familiar with. And what I wasn't doing was becoming familiar with things that I thought about. So I would have a great meditation and then I would get up from that and actually still think really negatively, still be the same person as I was before, and nothing changed. So I was stuck in this kind of loop of being frustrated, feeling like it wasn't working, being like, why is this not doing anything? And ultimately, I was having a great meditation and then getting up and everything was exactly as it was before. So if you are meditating, then that is not the full picture of the work that you need to do. So you need to become very familiar of what you think about, what do you talk about, who do you hang around with, who's in your environment, what do you focus on. And all of that needs to also have as much focus as the meditations do, if not more. But what you can do is have your meditation practice, which is sitting down for 45 minutes. And then the remainder of the day is you looking at what you think about. And this is all about becoming the observer of your thoughts. The point is not to not think. The point is just to observe what it is you think about. So if you notice that you think negatively all day long, what you can do is start to say change and keep saying change, which is going to interrupt the pattern. You will actually weaken the synaptic connections in your brain. Once you weaken those connections, you can replace them with much stronger connections that you want to have. And this means actually programming new beliefs. So you can write down exactly what your new beliefs are, have these beliefs, and then actually program them into yourself. And that is effectively what this is when he talks about becoming somebody else and a new personality. What he means is that you are not thinking the same as the version of you before. And that's everything with self-development is all about becoming your best self, becoming another version of yourself. And this work is exactly that as well. You might find that you start thinking, okay, well, there's nothing wrong with my personality right now. I love the personality that I have. And your brain can kind of create resistance in this journey as well, because it's going to start challenging you because it wants to keep the status quo. So your overthinking as well might be, okay, well, I have no problem with my personality and I like how I am and I don't want to change that. That is also a limiting belief because, of course, you change and develop on a daily basis. So don't let your mind talk you out of this as well. It's very easy to get talked out of things by ourselves, just by a few thoughts that we might have. So to recap on that the biggest mistake I made was to believe that all I had to do was do a meditation every day and I would somehow be completely changed. I would completely heal of different things. And that is not the case. You do need to observe what you think about. You need to be quite strategic and also disciplined with keep following up with yourself to say, okay, actually, I'm not going to think about that now. I'm going to install new beliefs, new behaviors, ones that support me and ones that are going to help me to have the life that I want. The second mistake I made was having a time pressure on when I should heal or when things should improve. So you might be familiar with this in terms of when you start something new, there can be a lot of pressure and a lot of excitement around it. And, you know, if you listen to a lot of positive testimonials that are out there and you read the books and you see people around you that are healing, it's difficult to not get caught up in that and feel, okay, I should be doing what they're doing. If they can heal, then I can heal. And of course, that is the case. That's what these testimonials are great for. They're great for showing you what's possible. But ultimately, everybody is going to heal at different paces. So just because that happened to one person doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen to you in a month like it did for them. So I would say take away a lot of the time pressure that you put on yourself with this work. As I said, for some people, they can read the book and they feel great and they are happy just to make changes and that's all they need to do. For other people, it might be they visit 4 different retreats and they're still having difficulty with different things. For someone else, it can be a couple of meditations. So you can't be fixated on like how this needs to be done. You just have to go through the process and do what's necessary for you in order to feel good and to get the best outcomes from this. So don't be fixated on timelines. Don't have a time pressure of when these meditations need to work by, when you need to have healed certain things or that things should be improving and they're not, because ultimately that is the ego talking. The ego wants to control this. It wants to put this into a box and say, okay, I know what this is. I know I need to control the script on this. Ultimately, it doesn't work like that when you're talking about healing the body. And don't forget, everyone is starting from different positions as well. So you might see a testimonial where somebody healed a disease in a week, but you don't fully understand what their whole life has been like. You're seeing a snippet of information. So you can't judge everything off those testimonials as well. I think they're fantastic to show you what's possible. And once one person can do something, it opens the floodgates to allow other people to do that as well. But that doesn't mean you should be hung up on any kind of time frame, any exact routine that those people were doing. Like, you don't need to copy their exact meditations or, attend a certain number of retreats in order to get the results they got. Ultimately, you'll heal when the timing is right for you. And I think what can help with this is to have some beliefs around this as well. So you might want to install some beliefs into yourself that everything is as it should be, everything happens in divine timing. You've got to trust the process as well. So if you struggle with impatience around this, if you struggle with, just the way you're feeling and feeling that things aren't going to get better, then look at that. Look at that thinking and say, actually, this is not empowering to me. I'm going to replace that with something that is going to help me, something that's way more loving. And that's going to help you in itself. It's going to take the pressure off you, focusing on time, focusing on the hows and whens and what meditation and what time of day and what should I eat and all of this stuff. Just put that away and focus on just enjoying the work, enjoying who you're becoming along the way, and all of the outcomes will happen. Don't doubt that isn't going to happen. Of course it is going to happen for you. You've just got to be patient. You've got to keep going with this work and don't give up. Another mistake I made with this is the belief that this was going to be some kind of linear process where I meditated, and if I just kept doing that and kept doing that and kept doing it, then there would be a certain outcome at a certain time. There'd be no hiccups along the way. I wouldn't feel worse at any points. That it would just be me getting better, better, better. Now, that has not been the case for me. Maybe it is for some people, but I think the belief that any type of healing is linear is counterproductive. I think it can keep you in quite a stuck, frustrated place as well, because again, you're trying to control the process. You're trying to control what effectively is out of your control. All you can do is show up for meditations, is take care of your body, is monitor and look at what you think about on a daily basis and keep yourself in a good mental state. The thoughts that this process was just going to be every day improves, improves, improves. That's not been the case. In days I've stopped this work, the longest I've stopped was for a few months. And yeah, if you'd asked me that 2 years ago, I'd be like, oh no, never stop. I'll never have any breaks. Life just doesn't happen like that. So sometimes stuff's going to come up. Just keep going as long as you, even if you start and stop like I did, just get back onto it. Don't give up on it. Don't just decide, okay, it's not working, I'm getting worse, it's not helping me. Just, you've got to go through that as well. That's also part of the process to actually sometimes hit these walls and hit periods of time where you think, I can't do this anymore, this isn't going to work. That's also part of this as well. That's you overcoming yourself. So you have to be on board with this whole process, not just that it's when it's good. You've got to be there as well for when meditations are not great, when you come out of them feeling worse, feeling frustrated, when meditations are difficult. Sometimes you'll go into a meditation and what's being shown to you is stuff from the past that you'd rather not look at. You'd rather not be reminded of that. But unfortunately, that is what you have to go through to ultimately cleanse and heal and feel better. So just remind yourself that this is a journey and a process that's probably something you're going to do for the rest of your life, really. It's not like you can just heal everything in one go and you're done. I think for most people, this is something that you'll do as a lifelong practice, and just drop all that belief that, it's A to B, it's all going to be great from here. Hopefully it is. I mean, hopefully you might have had that experience where it's just been fantastic for you. But I think for most people have hit walls with this. They've nearly given up on it. Maybe they've stopped. Maybe they've had bad experiences, things that scared them. But you've got to keep going through those things. Just keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. And you will get to where you want to go.